Welcome back, true believers, to Cosmic Comics Pressing.
All right, my cosmic viewers, we are back. And today we are just going to wash the cover. I already got my tray here. As you can see, I got my interfacing fabric underneath the cover. I will lay another one on top of the cover. And off to the side here, I got 2 cups of lukewarm distilled water, because I don't use water from my sink because I just know it's not good water. And all I did was pour, maybe if I had to say measurement wise, half a tablespoon, if that, of Palmolive antibacterial soap. And what that just does, it just dissolves all the just dirt that's on the cover. You know, maybe a little bit of oil or whatever from your hands, just from touching the cover over the time of the periods of the years. So we're gonna go ahead and just pour this all over the cover. Just pour the whole thing. Like I said, 2 cups or 500 milliliters. And I'll just kind of lightly go over it like this. I use a credit card, but you can use something soft, rubbery like, that ain't gonna hurt the book or anything like that. I've been using this for quite a while in a few other books. And it's never done any harm. Everything seems to stay intact for the most part. And I'll probably leave it in here, and I periodically will do the same process I just did right now, on and off, for about 10-15 minutes, give or take. But I'm not going to bore you guys with the whole time process, so we'll pause the video for now, and we'll be back with the second wash. Okay, so we're back. It's been about a little bit over 10 minutes. And if you guys can see how the water turned, I guess, yellowish looking. If I had to pick a color. Not too bad. But we're going to go ahead and get it out of here. And I am going to do this off camera, so bear with me. I got this little piece of bubble wrap thingy underneath just because I don't want to wet my area, my working area right here. I'm trying to do the best I can to show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm just going to transfer it over to my grids that I got. So bear with me. I'm probably going to make a mess of water, but that's okay. We can just mop it up. So here's my grid. Now I'm going to pull the cover out of the tray, and be real careful when you do this, because we all know that wet paper is dangerous, because it can rip on us, tear on us, and we don't want any more tears than what we already have. All right, so let me lay this down on my grid. And I'll place my other grid on top. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pause the video again. I apologize, but I'm gonna take this over to the sink and rinse what I already put into it. Basically just the antibacterial soap. We're going to rinse that off, and then we're going to do the next wash. So stay tuned. All right, so we're back. I went ahead and rinsed this already. I also rinsed the tray, and I pour what came out of it. You guys can see that. Pretty nasty stuff. Okay, so that was the first wash. We are going to do the same process again. This time, I'm going to show you guys about how much I pour into my measuring cup of 2 liters or 500 milliliter, or sorry, 2 cups or 500 milliliters. Getting ahead of myself. Where is my little spoon? There it is. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys about how much I pour in there, okay? That way you guys get a rough estimate. That's it. That's all I pour in there. I didn't even squeeze the bottle or nothing. And like I said, this is distilled water. Lukewarm. Yep. Stir it up nice and good. All right, and on this one, I'm gonna add some calcium. Some calcium hydroxide, or also known as lime water. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how much I pour of that in here. This is just to whiten it up for the time being. It's not even a full cap. So let's pour that into our 1 tablespoon measuring deal. So I would say less than half a tablespoon. And that's it. That's all I'm pouring in there. Give it a nice little stir. Close this back up. Now remember, this is our second wash. I'll grab our cover, put it back on here. I don't think we're going to get too much dirt off of this wash, but we'll see. There it is. And we just do the same. We repeat, do the same thing. I'll probably do this for 5 minutes. So we'll be back. All right, so we're gonna get ready to take this out and do the same process. Put it back on the grid. Rinse this off, and then we'll resize the cover. And so basically what we did here was the dacidification, which, you know, it'll wash away the harmful acids in the paper, removes a little bit of the water stains. It leaves an alkaline reserve on the paper to help it from further aging the paper. So it'll last a little bit. It'll slow down the process basically. But that's what we want. So let me go ahead and pause the video one more time, and then we'll be back and we'll continue with the last wash of the resizing. So now we are back. This is the resizing of the comic book cover. This is not a wash. We are not going to rinse this off by no means, because this is what we want to keep in the fibers of the paper to help it strengthen the paper. And also it'll help with resistance of moisture and all that good stuff. So this is what we want to stay in the cover on the fibers. And I already got it pre-mixed, so I can't show you what all I have in here. If you guys would like to know, leave the comments below. I'll be glad to tell you how I mix this. But this has already been pre-mixed. It's been in here for a few days, actually more than that. About a month or so. But the longer you have it in here, I think the longer the better it becomes. I think. I could be wrong in that. But I know when you first mix it, it's all cloudy and stuff. So you want it to be clear like this one is. Nice and clear. But this is ready to go. This is what I just pulled off of the last wash, and you can see it's fairly clear. Looks better than the first wash, but like I said, I'm not an expert completely at all of this stuff, so try this at your own risk. And we are going to pour just enough to cover the book or the cover. I have done this several times, the same process, and it's always worked. I'm real grateful for that. I've never had no issues. So we'll leave this in here for about 5 minutes, maybe a little more. But it's the same process. We're just not going to rinse this. Remember that. This is for the resizing. And then once we air dry this, I typically like to air dry them myself. I don't put them in the press. Only if it's really wrinkly afterwards, which it really never is. I never had that problem either. And then we'll go ahead and do the mending process once we get to that point. But I hope you guys liked the video. Leave your comments, thoughts below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned.